Well, if it ain't Tan and 2 back at it again. What? Holy shit, there's a new video out by Zacko Builds, a new ARG, like 5 hours ago. What? Holy shit, yeah, this is a new video. Brand new. We're first on it, guys. It's called, I got hired to watch over a server that doesn't exist. What do you mean, buddy? No, we're gonna go straight into it, I guess. This is, brand new ARG. Let's like go straight to the match. Let's see what's happening here. Also, I'm making a Minecraft server. Join my Discord for more information. But I'm making a Minecraft server. Go watch. Go do that. Yep. Go click the Discord. Thank you.
Hello there.
All right.
We are reaching out following a form where you indicated interest in the following role.
Server Watchdog.
We would like to
Watchdog.
offer you $4 per hour spent watching over the following server.
$4.
This screenshot is the banner image for a channel named Cashing Checks, but according to the player, Cash, he never filled out a form and has no idea how these people got his email.
Okay.
But out of curiosity, Cash decides to log on and check out this server. Cash loads in for his first night shift and is met with some signs welcoming him to the Outlook SMP.
Outlook
Now,
SMP.
the text on the signs seems to be a bit messed up, perhaps from like the server being
Feel free to X to take any items you may need. We're so happy to have you here with us today. Why are there X's?
upgraded from an older version. However, nothing else seems to be all too messed up. At least that is until... All right, I see exactly why this server needs some admin. It has been griefed to high hell. You would think, though, that if Cash is supposed to admin for the server, he should probably have creative mode, maybe some operator perms, but instead he seems to be forcibly stuck in survival mode.
Why give a watcher not OP? Like what?
Because no one appears to be online, and Cash is pretty much free to explore wherever he wants. As he explores this main area, he comes across a main conversation board of sorts. To the best I can read it, it says, Goal 1, gather materials, equipment, etc. Goal 2, build main base. Goal 3, enjoy it all until he comes back. Of course, they're not going to tell us who he is, but beneath that it says, how long do we have, would you say? And then in very faint text, we see
2 weeks, maybe.
So from this, we can assume that someone is coming back soon, and that seems to be a bad thing. But best case,
but
it's
who?
nothing.
Or
Worst
what?
case, we could be looking at some sort of like stalker who keeps finding their way onto these people's Minecraft server. Cash certainly treats it like it's not important because he moves swiftly along to just raiding these bases for items, but all of the items available to him are A, glitched, and B, pretty much useless. Cash speaks to us for the first time and says, quote, they told me not to interfere with the world, but it seems like people already did.
Exactly.
Well, this is helpful because it's clear Cash has had further correspondence with this Watchdog thing. But the kicker here is Cash tells us that he doesn't even have a texture pack on right now and even shows us. So the fact that he's seeing these textures and these items being the way they are is very, very weird. Cash informs us that the Watchdog people told him that the
How do you do this, by the way? I'm just thinking about like ARGs in general. Like, how the fuck do you create that? Like,
tied to real life, meaning that wherever these players are, it's nighttime for them. And Cash says it's nighttime for him as well, so they might even be in the same time zone. Eventually, though, Cash just decides to pillar up in the center of town and crank up his render distance to like watch over the area. Unfortunately, the second he does that, his PC starts to have an absolute crisis. Come on, Cash, showing up unprepared for the job? You didn't buy a fancy PC when you got hired? Come on. Well, Cash, I would love to canonically recommend
I know
an
this.
Ironside PC.
Yeah, I saw his comment being like, "Oh, join my giveaway."
Received a PC from them, and
Nice.
not only can it gorgeously play Minecraft, but it also looks gorgeous. Ironside has a variety of PC builds, and I chose to get their newest Terminal 1 design, which was quite the step up both mechanically and visually. The Ironside team has been genuinely one of the most hands-on and friendly companies I've talked to, and gave updates on how my PC build was doing every step of the way. And sure, we got Cash over here who's only getting paid a modest $4 an hour watching over this server, but hey, that's no excuse because I'm doing a free PC giveaway with Ironside where you can click on the link below to have a chance to receive an entirely free PC.
Well, guys,
PC is valued at $2,400.
Hold on. Sorry, I just have to see this. Wait. Sorry, just PC. Let me just take a look here, by the way. This is apart from the actual ARG. Let me see. Ryzen 7. Okay, all right. What? There's 230. Okay, what the fuck? 5070. You know what? I'll enter it.
$2,400.
I'll enter it.
A Ryzen 7 7800.
Yeah. We know that. All right.
Truly distance and watches over the server for a bit until he hears.
You have been clocked out. Thank you for your time.
All right, let's talk about this, I guess. That was a goat horn that is in the vanilla game. However,
that's what I was about to say, but not that. I was going to say that sounds like Freddy Fazbear. No? Like Five Nights at Freddy's?
That's not something that can simply be done or played without a player blowing into the horn. And as we can see, no one is online right after that noise is played until we see a player join with just the username. Potentially, if Cash had been holding down tab when they did join, we might have been able to see like a player skin, but even that seems unknown. And I don't like unknowns. So let's start getting some knowns in here. Cash is back for another night shift, but this time when he logs on, that pillar he was on has been removed, so he just sort of...
Nice.
But once he respawns, he finds that his stuff is gone, and a message is sent into the chat.
Please do not intrude into the server, move any blocks at times. Okay, yeah, you know what? Fair enough. That's what they said before.
To which Cash responds, dude, you like
yeah,
Cash
shit.
try to tread a bit
nice.
Lightly, and he heads back to the house with the enchantment table again. Cash starts looking through stuff.
Why is he doing it?
Looking through stuff, I mean looking through stuff. He's going through chests, ripping through the bookshelves, and a literal secret passageway in a bookshelf. Come on, it doesn't get much better than that. So Cash makes his way down and sees tunnels.
This reminds me of a world that doesn't exist. Fuck.
Seemingly man-made tunnels. Cash walks around through them and eventually finds another ladder that leads him up into a different one of the houses. So these tunnels essentially just connect each house together. It's finally at this point that Cash realizes the book he grabbed is a book and quill, and he reads,
Don't listen to... Oh, wait. Whatever he tells you to probably lies.
And if you are him, you. All right.
Okay, all right.
For this alleged him. But clearly, whatever this book is talking about is something that went
Who
down
is
on the
him?
server, and what that is remains to be seen. But eventually, Cash makes his way over to this signboard again, and this time, all the signs seem to be gone. This confirms at least that someone has been on this world since he was last logged on. And I believe Cash realizes that too, because he decides to write a sign of his own. And he says, "Hello? Can anyone see this?" Well, based off of that dark oak, no, I cannot. Jesus.
Yeah.
He grabs some yellow dye so it's actually legible and then continues exploring. He finds another secret way into the tunnels, and then eventually he just freezes and goes AFK for a while.
Why?
When he does come back, eventually he says, quote, "Sorry, I think there was a deer outside or something." He then decides he wants to check out the nether, and he gets a block so that he can get in there, and of course he gets disconnected. You can call it a coincidence. I'm going to call it tactical nerfing. Now, this whole mention of seeing something in real life, I'm personally going to chalk up to paranoia.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing a night shift. This is the second night that Cash has presumably stayed up late, and probably you're going to be pretty paranoid the entire time.
Yo, the graphics though,
let's move to this third shift where some stuff goes down.
But like, is this, I'm just going to theorize here. Is this like something with, so obviously the day cycle is connected to them, right? So the players that are playing on the server are asleep, I guess, right now. He's taking the night shift to kind of see. Oh my fucking god. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. I shat my pants. What? I had Netflix open. I've been watching Stranger Things. How does that even... I pressed space to the video. Oh my... I thought that was the video playing, dude. I thought something was weird. Oh my... Oh. Bro, I got chills down my whole spine there. What the fuck? Okay, back to the theory. So he's doing the night shift basically, like Freddy Fazbear, Five Nights at Freddy's, right? But so So something is fucking with their world when they are asleep, I would say. We don't know how long they've been on the server, but they said 2 weeks maybe. But we can already see that maybe 2 weeks have been passing up because of the chunks getting lifted.
They are immediately met with another message from the Watchdog protocol saying,
"Please stop modifying the server. Your game mode has been updated."
What?
And unfortunately, it's correct. Cash is no longer in survival. He's in adventure mode now, which means he can't place or break blocks, which sucks because he has received a response. It says, "Yes, but who are you?"
Yeah.
And Cash
but he can't
these signs anymore, so we don't know how Cash is going to be able to respond to, "Oh, yeah, that's smart. He can use the book." Cash writes into the book, "Hi, still me. My name is Cash. I was hired to watch over this server. Who are you?" But Cash needs somewhere to put this book, and very smartly, he goes over to that bookshelf, assuming that if anyone else tries to use the secret passageway, they'll get the book and maybe see the message. But we have to wait until... And just like that, the book is gone. My heart dropped because I thought this Watchdog protocol had taken the book or something, but after a little bit, the book returns. Cash opens it and it reads, "You are what to watch over the server? Your typing is weird." It seems that when this person reads our text, it also has the weird X's. So Cash responds, "Someone hired me to watch over the server. I'm getting paid to log on and play." And then asks again, "Who are you?" He puts the book back, and then after a bit, we get a response.
Oh, I like this. I like
"I
this.
don't trust this. Leave me alone." Cash tries to write back, saying he's just as confused as they are, but after waiting a while, it's clear that this person has fully gone and isn't responding. He leaves the book there, but goes and tries to figure out some more information on anywhere this person could have gone. But this opens an interesting thing, because typically in Minecraft, there's always some sort of tell for where a person is. If they've got invisibility potions, you see the bubbles. Even if you use a command to get rid of the bubbles, you can see ground particles. But in all of these shots where the player should be here, there is nothing you can see of them.
How do you do that?
Literally as though they are a ghost on this world. Cash is looking around in one of the other houses when he suddenly comes across a very well hidden barrel, and it has a book inside. Now, unfortunately, it's unsigned. However, it does have some very interesting text.
I know he's real. I hear him behind me all the time. I can feel his eyes watching me. No one ever believes me, but I know it's real.
So, okay, deciphering time, right? Not deciphering, but just so if this person is typing to our boy Chase over here, right? He's typing in X's. Some form of interloping is happening when he's typing it, so that it becomes X's, and so vice versa, right? So the person who wrote this must be in the same time, place, dimension. Or the book has traveled through that time and the X's have appeared.
Their classic,
maybe?
"Oh, someone's watching me" trope. "I'm bored. Can I play Candy Crush on your phone?" Anyway, as Cash looks around, he sees a weirdly placed button, and upon pressing it, it actually opens a secret door. Right as he goes down it, his game crashes.
Okay,
a message pops up from him saying that this is pretty typical for his PC, and eventually he logs back in. And when he does, Cash tells us,
"I gave my friend the server IP so he could log on and check it out with me. But when he tried to get on, it said he wasn't whitelisted. But I never sent that email with my gamer tag."
Oh boy. So for those who don't know, whitelisting on Minecraft basically lets only select gamer tags to be allowed on to a Minecraft server. But you need to know their gamer tag in order to do this. According to Cash, he never sent these people his gamer tag. But somehow the player was whitelisted. This just confuses me further. Because the only person we've talked to on the server has no idea who Cash is. So they certainly wouldn't have whitelisted him to the server, right?
Exactly.
And this world was also very clearly griefed. So if it had a whitelist the whole time, that couldn't happen. Anyway, Cash makes his way back over to where he was and drops back down into just the tunnels again. But we see a very quick glimpse of a passageway opening. And he makes his way over to it and tries to find whatever button or trigger just opened it, but there's nothing around. But Cash is actually a genius, and he tells us to hold on because he has an idea. And he comes back and shows us that he's downloaded an X-ray shader pack. He's realized that if this is another redstone door, he can try to figure out where it's located and what the input to it is. And when he takes a look, we can see that there's a skulk sensor that seems to be what opens this door. But Cash, for the life of him, cannot trigger it. There's nothing I can see that says why this wouldn't work, and
let me just see. So there's like a whole like area here with like some books in the middle.
Cannot trigger it. There's nothing I can see that says why this wouldn't work, and clearly someone just triggered this.
Exactly. How?
But eventually, Cash just takes a break from his computer, and we
Why?
see the screen go black again. And Cash basically explains that he saw something outside his window again, and he went to take a picture of it.
Bro.
And he shows it to us, and it is corrupted badly. Cash puts up some arrows of like what we're supposed to be looking at, but the weirdest thing about this all to me is Cash never acknowledges that the image is corrupted. Cash says there are often a lot of deer in his yard, so he just went back to playing. He is truly just walking down this hallway.
There's something watching him in real life? Oh my god, bro, fuck off, dude, don't scare me.
Insane. You can hear the skulk sensor go off, the door opens, and he's just barely able to make it inside before it shuts again. But inside where exactly? Cash turns around and is in this massive
fucking hell, dude.
There's 2 sets of books.
Bro, I got so scared.
When Cash opens them, we are met with this monstrosity. And there are several like pages of these inside of the different books. Now, luckily, Cash shows it all to us, so I can give you a breakdown. Let's take a look at this first page, right? We can see that aside from all this gibberish, there seems to be a lot of X's in here.
Exactly.
Now, the X's are all over this server, so I think that this is so confusing because it's like 2 different encoding methods on top of each other. So I'm going to ignore the X's and try to figure out what the original encoding process is. X's aside, all of these words end in OW. And now this rung a bell, but I didn't know why. And after some Googling, I realized it's because this is basically how Pig Latin works. In Pig Latin, you take a word, you rip off the first consonants, and you put it at the end, and then you add AY. I remember this because back in like grade school, kids would like make their own languages by just changing the AY to something else, and it would sound like a pretty distinct language. And in this case, they seem to have chosen OW as the ending sound.
But like,
so if you take this text, remove all the ows, we're actually closer to legible text. Then all we have to do is move any consonants from the end to the front. However, with so many X's in the mix, it makes it really hard to know when there's a consonant or not. So, to the best of my knowledge, what this says is, this is a basic sentence, so you can practice the new code. Remember that the code word is ow. I'm a way, iterale, enus gay. I'm a genius. Let's look at another page, shall we? If we remove the ows, shift consonants to the front, and fix the X's that are obvious, we read, do you actually believe him? I think he's a hacker that somehow keeps finding us or something.
So someone that keeps stalking, as he said.
I thought whoever is talking here was talking about Cash. It speaks about whether or not they want to believe him.
Look, he literally has a Freddy Fazbear like skin. This is I'm seeing the connections.
This text is towards the beginning of the first book. So this maybe took place a while ago.
Maybe.
And I think this because there's a page on the other book that reads like this. Hey, I just spoke with someone who seemed to be the same person who wrote on the signs. Says his name is Cash. Something something was hired to watch over the server. If he's playing a trick on us, it's a weird trick to play. I don't know. Basically, this person is talking about Cash, and this is clearly whoever spoke with Cash prior. It literally mentions it by name, but this leaves into question who the book was talking about prior. It talks about he again, and that he keeps finding us. Now, to me, that could mean maybe they're hiding from like a stalker almost that keeps getting into their server. Going back to Cash on the server, he gets kicked off pretty soon after, and it's clear that someone doesn't want him in there because when he logs on for his next shift, he is told that his location will be reset every minute. What does that mean? Well, basically, as he's wandering around, after a minute goes by, he is just teleported right back to the start. And Cash tries to continue looking around for new information or anyone to talk to, but with his location getting reset so often, he gives up and says that he's just going to sit here and get paid, which is fair. And it's at that point that we see editor Cash come on back and says that he fell asleep while just sitting there on the server, which adds up. This man has stayed up so late, so many nights. But he tells us that when he looked back at the footage, he saw this happen.
No. Hello there. Hello there.
Cash says that he'll check that chest next time he logs on.
Right.
But come on, is it ever that easy? Because Cash logs on again.
What? The fuck? But how then, like, is he playing on survival or sorry, not survival, but like peaceful or, you know, because like there's no monsters at all. What the fuck? This is so weird. This is a real house. Like, it looks like a, you know, a recreation of a house.
Did you see that? When Cash walked inside, the textures all seemed to change.
Hey.
And when he walks back out, right back to normal. It's clear Cash
Wait, what?
notices this, but all he has to say on the matter is wild, and then he continues
Nice.
to look around this house. For once,
This is
the
like
chests
old
actually have
Alpha.
items, not some distorted, glitchy version of items. And there's furnaces, there's a bed. It truly seems to be a normal house. However, when he
Right.
gets to this top floor, he's looking through chests and sees a painting. And when he
Obvious.
checks it, there's a secret
Obvious.
room
Yeah.
behind it, covered in signs that seem to be like a journal of sorts.
Oh.
It's the first time we've seen signs that don't have X's all over them, and they read,
They promised me that I won't be left out again. They went to fight the dragon without me.
Oh.
They said they thought I wasn't online. Swear I didn't show up in the tab menu. Yeah, right.
What the
Cash
fuck?
mentions that he had people not showing up the tab menu earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They helped me build my base some more. They just feel bad for me. I'm tired. Barely anyone is playing anymore. I don't know why I keep playing.
This is
Could this be like a player who wants to play with their friends but isn't allowed to, or like they won't let him? So now he's feeling guilty. Like now he's like stalking them because it becomes like natural for him to
interesting,
do.
but also a little too on the nose. I feel as though we've seen so much information get distorted that the fact that that isn't makes me not want to trust it. But
Right.
essentially what's happening here that wasn't there before,
Right? I didn't see that.
right?
Why is the music playing? Why is it being ominous? Stop! Do not go down there, please.
The answer, of course, is no.
No.
But
Oh.
Cash makes his way down this staircase, and we are met with signs in just all caps
Fuck.
screaming at us, more or less, and
So
we even
quiet
have our X's
now.
that
Why
seem
is
to
it
have
so
returned.
empty?
I'll let you pause if you
Wait.
want to read any of this. It's mostly generic.
Yeah, what? Let's see. It's so quiet now. Why is it so empty and quiet? I can't even play anymore. I'm stuck watching. I have to make myself I have to make myself known. Am I still supposed to be here or not? They can't see me. I'm standing right here. Everyone will know I'm watching them.
Generic ooky spooky
Okay.
stuff, but the scary thing is
Who is here? Who is in the house? I've never been so focused in my life.
this is the first time on this server that we have heard movement of another player. And the weird thing is, we heard a door open, but all of the doors are exactly how Cash left them prior. Cash goes to return to that basement area and is immediately clocked out. This is a lot of information, and I want you to tuck everything you just saw in the back of your mind as I go into what comes next.
Okay.
Cash
Let's just go.
posted on his community tab that he was able to get onto the normal server again and check that chest before he was immediately clocked out. But he took 2 screenshots of the 2 pages, and they look like this. We read, I'm going out on a limb and trusting you are who you say you are.
Okay.
But to be safe, you gotta solve this. The answer is right in front of you, then write.
Then write.
And on the next page, we see multiple of like a link that's been jumbled. And whoever did this is very smart because they pasted it several times to account for the X glitch. I tried some basic ciphers online before I decided to use that big old juicy brain I got upstairs. And I realized that in front of cache, presumably, all the time, is a keyboard. So this is probably just a keyboard cipher where you take your keyboard and you shift all the letters one way or another. So if you do that with our lovely gibberish here, we get a YouTube link.
How the fuck? That's insane.
Just a black screen.
This is dumb.
This audio.
It's honestly so stupid that I'm even doing this, but just in case you're a real person, somehow you should know what's going on. This is a Minecraft server where my friends and I play Minecraft on, and it's just normal until we started getting harassed by this guy, and he kept making his way onto our server.
What?
To the point where we got a new one. Then he found that one. But no matter what we do, he won't leave us alone. Joe, one of my friends, thinks it's a literal ghost because we even tried banning his IP, but it didn't stop him.
Oh.
Basically, around the time it started, one of my friends did this whole thing where he convinced us that there's this thing called the God Watcher or something. It was just a Bloody Mary knockoff. If you said the name 3 times, it would come, yada yada.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're not even gonna find this.
This is quite the interesting story, but I agree
God
with
Watcher.
speaking here. Odds are this God Watcher thing was just a prank made up by a friend. Why are the letters moving?
Watchdog.
Oh my god, guys, no way! Sorry, I'll take this seriously. Basically, the God Watcher is a entity that is on the Minecraft Entities Wiki, and it says, the God Watcher is an urban myth long lost to Minecraft versions gone by. It is rumored to be a spirit that chose to live in the digital world of Minecraft rather than pass on to the next life. The God Watcher implores the player to say its name 3 times while placing a poppy each time. This not only grants the God Watcher into your world, but also ties it to your player so that wherever you go, it may follow. However, there's a part that talks about the different things that this entity will do to players, and the one that stands out the most is how it says the most consistent occurrence is an increase in coal generation on every world the player joins. Earlier in these videos, I had noticed that in these tunnels there was an impressive amount of coal in the walls, especially since if it were me, I would have mined all of that to get some torches or something. But now I'm starting to think that coal is there for a very different reason.
Maybe,
and judging by the fact that this article talks about how it torments people and makes them see things that aren't there, I'm a bit worried about the future of our lovely Cash. The next video isn't Cash logging onto the server, but instead it's him talking in a Google Doc with someone, and it appears to be that same mystery person who created that video. Based off the channel name before, I'm going to call this person Riley, and Riley says that she's still really paranoid, and Cash says that's fine, I think you have a reason to be. Cash re-explains everything we know about this whole getting hired thing, but actually does mention that he has gotten paid from these people, that they sent him like $42. Cash asks Riley to tell him more about this whole God Watcher thing, and before Riley can respond, a notification pops up for Cash of a Ring doorbell. I don't know if this is important, but I'm legally obligated to tell you about it, so there it is. Riley once again pushes off the God Watcher thing, saying it was just
that seems like that's supposed to be there for a reason, yeah?
That her old friends made up on their first SMP, and Cash asks if they still have that server. And Riley says that they actually do. Cash logs on to this very distorted Minecraft server. The last server doesn't even hold a torch to this one when it comes to level of messed up. And Cash is literally just looking around this server, checking chests, and trying to find anything of you.
What the actual horror shit is this now? Guys, I know nobody told me to watch this, but fuck you to you guys who wanted me to watch this. Oh, it's a go horn. Okay, why is there iron? Maybe. Oh, fuck off. Oh. Do not let them reach you. No. Literally leave the game. Your computer's ass, destroy it anyways. Destroy it. Horn once. And what does the horn do? It is literally Freddy Fazbear, dude. What the fuck? It's gonna. Oh no. Oh my fucking god! It's gonna start sprinting at you. Oh, dude. Fuck this. This might genuinely be the scariest one. There's a thing. There's a thing. There's a thing. There's a thing. It's gonna start running. No. Actually, this is the scariest thing. This is the scariest thing. This is the scariest ARG. It's moved. It has moved. There's no... Dude, no joke. This is the scariest ARG. No, like this whole part here, I don't care if it's only 5 minutes left. This part of I don't even know how long it's gonna go on for. This part is easily the scariest part in any ARG out there. Fuck this piece of shit game. And it's so close. What the fuck? It's they. No? Oh, they're gone.
Now, whatever that was, I certainly didn't enjoy it, but it seems to be...
How are you so chill about this?
Cash actually goes back to that document he was talking to Riley on, and Riley says, I forgot the last time I played on this server was on my old account, so neither of us are whitelisted and can't get on.
Oh.
And Cash says, I was able to get on. I don't understand how this keeps happening. Cash is somehow once again whitelisted for a server he shouldn't be on. Cash goes back to playing on the server and exploring his way around, and he makes his way down.
I would not be on the server
and
at all.
finds this room, I guess, that didn't seem to be there before. And upon going inside, we see an area that has three spots and three poppies.
Yep.
Cash pulls out the document again, and we can see that Riley is just going crazy.
Say his name. Replace the dandelions. Also, notice how it's a single player up there. Why are you placing the dandelions, you idiot? Are you actually stupid? All right, we have the most idiotic protagonist of all time in our video here. Great.
Cash's next video is him playing on a seemingly brand new server.
Why?
When suddenly Riley joins.
Oh.
Cash walks over to her and says, hey. To which she says,
what?
Cash replies and says it's because he took care of the whole God Watcher thing.
What?
Cash says, well, you said it was tied to your friend's Minecraft account, right? Cash says, well, I moved it to mine.
Hey.
And Cash says because all he had to do was deactivate his account and buy a new one. And I didn't notice before, but his gamer tag has changed from cashing checks to checks cash. Cash goes on to explain that the, quote, God Watcher took care of the bill. Apparently, $42 is just enough for a new Minecraft account and a large pizza.
Nice. No, why? No.
It was no coincidence that Cash was in the same time zone as the people who played on this server. He was one of the people that played on this server. That's why he was whitelisted on every server he joined. He wasn't the next person the God Watcher would torment. He was the current. It somehow convinced him that he was a whole other person trying to solve this mysterious server.
What?
All to remember just how wrong he was.
Okay, dude.
The next day after this video was posted, Cash's profile picture changed to this image. And since I've edited this video, I went back to Riley's channel, and at some point, it was also changed to that same image. I have not been able to get into contact with either of them.
Yo. Okay, dude. What the fuck? This, okay. Jesus, what a video. Bro, hold on. Let me just honestly, okay, like I think this might be up here as an S, like not like maybe even an S tier video. This was insanely well made. Holy shit. This was easily his scariest one. 100%. Like, this one was fucking insanely scary to watch. But like, dude, this one was fucked. Yeah. This one is really. Oh, look at this. A fan art as well. Dude, all right. You know what? GG's Sacco builds, bro. What the fuck? This was insane. I really enjoyed this one. This was so scary. That like, what the fuck? That whole like, I think like 2-minute section of just those like things getting closer to you. Ugh, nightmares. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget the Minecraft server. Join my Discord to know when it's gonna launch. I'll see you there, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, and peace out.